This recipe is going to change the way that you make guacamole forever. It did for me. It's one of the most popular Genius recipes of all time on Food 52.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. I am so excited to have the genius behind this recipe here with me today to show us how to make it at home. He is Roberto Santibañez, who wrote this amazing cookbook, Truly Mexican, and has restaurants in New York and DC.
Yes. I have to say that I'm not the one that invented the recipe, right? It's a historical recipe. It's been used for many, probably thousands of years.
This is the classic.
Right.
This is the you start with this and you can't go wrong.
Aguacate is avocado, right? So the word avocado is aguacate, and because in Nahuatl, the indigenous language, a mixture of avocado will be an aguacamole, a mole made of avocados. That's why it's the word guacamole.
So obviously this is a very important ingredient.
Yes.
Would you say the most important ingredient?
I would say the most important ingredient. The avocado needs to feel heavy for its size.
Okay.
It should feel tender, soft, but not like mushy. That
noise.
That noise, don't.
It can't make that noise.
Exactly. If you see the stems too broken, beware, because like this one actually is better. That has a little stem. So when this has been broken off, it was when air can be coming into the avocado. So I don't know if you've seen some avocados that have like veins of darkness.
Oh, yeah.
That comes from air coming into the avocado. So make sure it's wholesome. Make sure there's no blemishes, cuts, openings.
So we'll get to cutting these later because first we have to do this part.
Yeah, we're gonna chop cilantro. We like cilantro chopped up whole with the stems and all. People, when they say that they get cilantro funkiness, it's because of the leaf. If you taste only the leaf, then you will feel the soapiness.
So never throw away cilantro stems.
Never.
Never.
I once did this for a big corporation and they were like, we've discarded thousands of pounds of cilantro through the years. It's literally, in that circumstance, was millions of dollars that were thrown out because of just using the leaves. And now you have what we call chopped cilantro, right? Next, we have a jalapeno pepper. You can also use serrano peppers and use them as they come. Don't take the seeds away, don't do anything. If it's gonna be too spicy, you just use a little less. But you chop
of the
up
whole thing.
The whole thing.
The nice thing about doing it the way you just did, without having to like open it up and scoop things out, if you are sensitive to that chili burn, you're not having to interact with it.
You try to touch it as little as possible. I have dear friends that are Mexican and they use gloves. Yeah. You know, they have a little glove thing here in the kitchen when you're chopping up chiles. And right now is the time where you can see how spicy this is going to be. So if you sense it, then the chile is very spicy. If you are
like smelling the
if you're able to get
tingliness.
close to it and sniff it and be comfortable, then the chili is not spicy. Go.
I'm comfortable.
So it's not that spicy.
It's not that spicy. Okay.
Right. So now you can sort of gonna gauge like how much I'm gonna put in. It all depends, because if it's really has no heat at all, you may need a tablespoon, right? Or if it's too spicy, you may need just a quarter of the chile. That's the magic of Mexican food. You have to play with the chiles because they have different heat levels.
Yeah, and you have to use your senses.
Right.
This is the part that completely changed how I think about guacamole. I think will change how all of you think about guacamole.
This is really what you want, creating like a paste with all those ingredients. That way, when you take the avocado, you can just toss it into these wonderful flavors. You want to get what you made, the paste, and toss it, and then go chop chop. And then, once we're very close, we're gonna use some lime. Some lime.
Some lime.
Mexico is divided, like the ones that put a little lime in the guacamole and the ones that don't. Sometimes people say that guacamole shouldn't have lime. It should have a little bit because it helps balance all that fattiness from the avocado, and I think it needs it, but it doesn't need much. And also people think that there's gotta be a lot of lime so that it preserves. Well, don't preserve. Do guacamole last minute. You can actually have the paste done and then toss it when your guests come in. If you don't have a mortar, take again the same measurement. So we grab a nice healthy tablespoon of onion, a nice healthy tablespoon of cilantro, and a nice healthy tablespoon of chiles. Chop this up together. You want to get to that point in which the onion is like a puree. You will actually add also salt into here. You can go like this. And that helps puree a little bit. So that's one thing that you can do. Or you can actually grab a fork and continue to turn it into this juicy puree that is, it's almost there, as we can tell, right?
Yeah, the salt seems like it really helps.
It really helped out, right? So now we have the right mixture. So let's make guacamole, right? Everybody tends to like stab the pit, and then it's hard and dangerous, and don't do that.
Okay.
Use the skin of the avocado as a lever and go boop.
Wow.
Not having a pestle or a mortar should stop you from having great fresh guacamole. And the most important thing is, you know, you don't want to over mix it. That's when it becomes smooth and boring.
That was one thing that I remember you saying when we first talked about this recipe, about how you really want to feel the texture of the avocado, and that just made so much sense. Avocado has the best texture.
Right.
So why would you take it all away by mushing it all up?
Right. There are guacamoles that are completely blended, like the ones we use for tacos, right?
Where it's pourable.
Well, it's pourable, and that's delicious too, but it's another thing.
It's not this.
It's not guacamole.
You want to chip up?
Yep, I do.
Okay, great.
I'll taste them both.
Okay.
And then give our opinion on.
Okay, thank you.
Or you, there you go. Oops, okay. That's good.
It's so good.
Let's see this one. Maybe we can talk about the difference, but I don't think there's going to be so much difference.
You want to sing a difference?
Not really. I think there was probably just a few more drops of lime in that one, and that's that. But it's delicious. It's dried and fresh and delicious.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming to show everyone at home, show me. I mean, I've made this a million times and I just learned so much watching you make it. So
well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It gives me a lot of pleasure.
This is the part where we tell people that if they want more recipes from Roberto, pick up this cookbook, Truly Mexican.
Okay.
Also go to his restaurants, the Fonda restaurants in
New York and Mi Vida in Washington, D.C.
If you want more genius recipes, both the greatest hits of all time, like this one, and new ones that come out every week, be sure to like this video and subscribe and check back every week and make this guacamole.
Very important.
Most important of all.
Make guacamole and subscribe.
Yes.
You can't make guacamole if you don't subscribe.
You can, but you shouldn't.